Alright, you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is Millie, so I'm talking very, very low because I'm being very respectful right now. Yes. So I learned a lot while I was on vacation. Your family is not going to always like what you do, especially when you have an assignment for God. They're going to be the ones they try to talk you out of it because I already told them I've already been canceled. I've already, experienced backlash and all that. But it's because I rather stand firm and, stand with God and judge the world rather than stand with the world and be judged by God. So here is what happened. I was talking to my fiance while I was on vacation, and I told him, "You're exactly the man I prayed for." And my brother's kids' mothers looked at me and said, "Oh, you must have prayed the Sierra prayer." One, I'm no longer a fan of Sierra. Two, I don't know the prayer that she prayed. All I'm tracking was she said she prayed for discernment. And three, and I mean three, I'm not going to pray the prayer of a witch, anybody that's dressing like, out of class and out of decency, especially what she wore at the Oscars. So I went into that part, and when I said it was like, well, she's dressed like that before. Two, she had her husband. Three, she it was all right with what she had on. She's been dressed like that. First of all, how can you say you are of God? You're going and you're doing ministry, and the night before you start your ministry, you dressing like you're going to one of Satan's party, which is all the Oscars, the Grammys, Emmys, Tonys. Am I missing one? All these other big award shows and all that. Like, women are going to dress like Jezebels. So, yes, I said she had a Jezebel spirit. I said the way she was dressing was not the way a wife would dress. Now, I put in women. One of them I do know is a witch, and I have not seen her dress like this. I said, you don't see Giselle dressed like that. And then my brother was like, well, one, she's not black. I said, first of all, she doesn't have to be black. I said, but she was the wife of a football player. I said, Vanessa Bryant didn't dress like that when she was married to Kobe. And Vanessa was always classy, I ain't gonna lie. And and three, and I said Savannah James, who I really love out of all the basketball wives, because I don't really hear nothing about Savannah. But she barely does anything for attention. That's why I love Savannah. But I said, you don't see Savannah dressing like that when she's on the red carpet with her husband. Or even when she's at games. So, but they was like, well, one, she is black. But, if, Savannah, and then here was the thing, my brother was like, well, if Savannah ever does dress like that, LeBron ain't gonna say anything. I got a problem. I got a problem with that. Because it seemed like the look on my brother's face, that told me right then and there. It told me right then and there. He was being tempted to try to get me to confirm with the world and go with whatever Sierra had on. No. No way will I step out the house and disrespect my future husband like that. I mean, we have been out before. And when I say I was covered, I was covered. Not once has he seen me dressed like that, even in private. Because when I'm in private with him, that's the same way I dress when I go out in public with him. I'm covered and I'm modest. I ain't got time to be wearing no shorts. I ain't got time to be wearing like see-through or anything. No, that's just the type of person I am. That's just the type of person I am. And even if I wasn't with someone, I still wouldn't be dressing like that. I'll be feeling some type of way. Like, this don't feel right. Because back then, the old me, when I was young, yes, I wanted to dress a little too revealing and all that. But that didn't keep a man. That did not keep a man. It draws the attention of men, but the wrong type of men. And like I said, she was possessed by the Jezebel spirit. And then my brother was like, well, maybe her husband was just nervous. No. The look on Russell's face showed this shame and embarrassment. And I got onto him too. I said, look, if, and I mean if, God told him to lead her, to guide her, because the man is supposed to be the head of the woman anyway. Why didn't he put his foot down hard enough to say, hey, we ain't going if you want to dress like that? Because I told y'all in one of my videos, I had a friend, well, I had a battle buddy. He did not play that with his wife. And I kind of saw it a certain way. At first, this when I was carnal minded. A lot of people, especially in the Christianity, they are carnal minded. And that's not good, being carnal minded. Carnal minded is not good. It's not. Because you become so blind in the physical realm more than you can see spiritually. You can see, hey, this is a spirit somebody's got. Spirits. We're fighting against spirits, y'all. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. No. We wrestle against principalities, wickedness in high places and all that. The Bible says it. But when I say I've been counseled and all that, they was like, you're going to get in trouble and all that, so you might not want to say anything. I said in my head this. I said, you know what? But what y'all say, because I'm still speak out against it. They're subscribed to my channel, do too, but I'm like this. At the end of the day, you will not receive honor in your family for calling out things and all that. You won't. You will not. You won't. But like I tell people, I don't have a heaven and hell to put anybody in. I'm just calling out the sin. And I got every right to call out the sin. I got every right to call out the sin. I'm going to say it one more time. I got every right to call out the sin. One more time. Every right to call out the sin. And might be a long video. I'm going to be honest, because I really want to dedicate this video to young people. Because yesterday when I tried to make the video, I tried to make 3 videos. 2 of me reading, 1 of me, talking about what happened while I was on vacation and all that. And, what is it? I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say. Really just trying to come up with what I needed to say. But in the video that I made yesterday, that I couldn't really go on through with it, I'm going to be honest. I said the main groups I love. And it has nothing to do with race, but it's really my target audience I'm trying to reach. 1, young people. 2, heterosexual couples, whether they're same ethnicities, but mainly like interracial couples. And then 3, single mothers. So that's like my really demographic I like to really, reach out to, because I write about them mainly. And I love myself some young people, y'all, because I'm even around young people. And I can't tell you how many young people I took underneath my wings. I just love young folks, y'all. But this past weekend in Alabama, I've actually got the chance to go to Alabama this weekend, but not where the shooting happened. But in Alabama, this past weekend, there was a shooting. And this morning, I had asked one of my soldiers, I said, do you have family in that specific area? He's from Alabama, and he said he's not, but he was tracking about the shooting. It's getting to the point that, young people think they're exempt. Young people think they are exempt from being taken out of this world. However, when TikTok came, there was a lot of people, a lot of young people, that were looking forward to going to hell more than they looking forward to going to heaven. And I got a problem with that. Young people, let me tell y'all something, because you know what? They don't do youth revival like they used to. I was in some youth revival now. I went to youth revival back then, and back then it was worth it. Especially when you had people come out there and gave what needed to be gave and spoke the truth. Because one man I still remember, matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all something. There was this one pastor that came out there and he was speaking to the young girls. And he broke it down. He said, young ladies, y'all need to be like Sierra, showing your stomach. I knew he was talking to me right then and there. It kind of hurted because I wanted to show my stomach so bad growing up. I ain't got time to show it now. Okay? But back then, it was meant, it meant something. They don't do youth revivals now. I don't know what the heck happened. But y'all, it was so much worth going to. They don't do it no more. And it's sad. Young people can be taken out of this world. I had a cousin. He didn't graduate because he was taken so soon. And many people say he was a good kid, but being good enough is not going to get you inside the kingdom. He played the guitar in the church. He was just a good kid. I never heard him play the guitar because we all both went to different churches. But, it's just sad. And that's all I'm going to say. It's sad because young people are too drawn into the whole social media thing. There's a lot of young people that are drawn to it. A lot of young people. And instead of picking up their Bibles, they tune into like TikTok to get into their word and whatnot. And they're tuning into all these other social medias to, especially with the progressive Christianity movement. Now that one is dangerous. Progressive Christianity is dangerous because it does not talk about heaven or hell. No. It's straight up blasphemy, I would say that. Very, very blasphemy. Very blasphemy. And it's not good. It's not good. And, I remember back then, even to this day, school shootings, they're still happening. They're still happening. And it's sad, this past weekend, kids wanted to just have fun at this birthday party. I remember being a teenager. I remember being a teenager back in high school, and I did get invited to a party. And I did not go. I did not resent my mom from, not going to this party. Matter of fact, it was Mother's Day weekend when this party happened. And I remember like it was no tomorrow. I was looking that whole week dressed to go to this party. And when I came home, I took out my sandals. I took out the dress I was going to wear. I took out my shawl. Mom creeps around the corner. Where are you going? That's what she says. And I just look at her. And she knows what I'm just speechless. I just look at her and she's like, you're not going to this party. You're not going. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was not mad. One thing about me, I wasn't mad because it really wasn't worth going. I would say that. It really wasn't worth going because the whole school got invited and anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. Anything could have popped off at that point. Another thing, like, it was just, like, it's just sad. I remember, it's just sad, young people think they can't leave this world even at a young age because the parents are not teaching them about this stuff either. It starts at home. It starts at home. And I'm thankful for my father. I'm thankful for it because he was not afraid to sugarcoat. He was not afraid to tell me the truth. He didn't sugarcoat what I'm trying to say. And we all know sugarcoating preaching is very dangerous for the soul. One thing I won't do is sugarcoat. I would not sugarcoat at all. But, but it's sad that I'm already tracking how many people died. It was 4 people that passed away. 20 people got shot at this party. It was a sweet 16. Now, 16 was the greatest chapter in my life because at 16, that was when I did get invited to that party. Yep. 16 was when I got invited to the party. But I'm thankful I didn't go. Very thankful. But the fact that a young high school football star, that really brought me to tears because I lost my best friend almost 4 years ago. And he was the rising football star. And he went on to college football to play and earned his degree. Even was going for his master's. And to me, he really defeated all the odds, I would say. He was really my day one. But, to hear that a young football player that had a bright future lose his life, and then one mother was already tracking that her son passed away. That really did some damage. It's crazy that, and then I saw the Vigo that they had. Even though that community is very, very small, people from other parts of Alabama came up to pay their condolences. But I'm about to say this right now because it's very, very important. Young people, you have the chance to choose to say whom you shall serve. You're not exempt. Because I remember when I was going through my depression, that was a sign for me to get even closer to God. I was 17 when I went through my depression. So I chose to get closer to God. But I wasn't too close like I needed to be. Because I was still being lukewarm. And what I mean by lukewarm, I wasn't out there clubbing or partying. But I was caring about the cares of this world and this life and all that. So my relationship at the time wasn't strong. It wasn't strong. It was not strong. Until I was saying it got stronger by the time I got 21. But I'm not speaking to 21 years old, even though I don't know who is 21 that is subscribed to my channel. However, don't think you're going to live forever because no one lives forever. No one lives forever. No one lives forever. And it's the honest to God's truth. No one lives forever. They don't. But don't think, your life cannot be taken out within a blink of an eye, because it can. Teens die in car crashes. Teens die by their own hand. And I was thinking of that too. That year, before I went to chapter 16, I went to Vacation Bible School, and we had one for the young adults. Apparently, I wasn't aware that my 2 cousins, they're twins, they would bring up suicide. But they wasn't talking about harming themselves or anything. They was talking about, why people do it. And it got the attention of their great auntie. It got the attention of her. And I'm like, wow. And it kind of did got my attention. Like, why would they bring this up? Why would they bring this up? Like, something in the water wasn't right. Like, why would you bring up something like that? But you know what? A lot of teens, they do die by their own hands. Breakups, self-esteem issues, drugs, overdose. I mean, I have a big heart for young people. I really do, because I cannot tell you how many young people I've encountered and ministered to. I cannot tell you that. I don't really like telling people my age, but yeah. Young people, hell is not a place for you to party. Hell is a place of torment. It is a place of isolation. It is a place that you do not want to end up. 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That is too daggone doggone hot. And whenever it's hot in the summer, I always remind myself that hell is a place I don't want to go to. So I'm sure whatever TikTok is showing you, whatever these movies are showing you, because guess what? It's not like the movies. Don't believe everything. Hollywood is run by Satan anyway. Yeah. So be careful with what you watch and all this other stuff. Because if you think hell is like how it is in the movies, you're wrong. If you thinking they're portraying God how they are in the movies, you're wrong, because he ain't like that. He ain't got no face, y'all. His face is a light. It even says that in the book of Revelation. But I do want to seek his face daily, and I encourage you all to seek his face. But as God told Moses, because I be wanting to see his real face. I remember when I started reading Exodus. I think it was had to be in Exodus. And Moses went to Mount Sinai and said, Lord, show me your face. I want to see your face. God told Moses, no man has lived after seeing my face. I said, okay, you talking to me too. And I had to close my book right there. I had to close the Bible right there. I was like, wow. Because I do remember the story of a pastor that wanted to seek the face of God. His wife told him to come home. She said, come on home. He said, I ain't leaving this place until I seek the face of God. He died that night. Because the face of God is a mystery. The Bible is a mystery, y'all. It's a mystery. A mystery. So if Hollywood is getting how God is supposed to look, how the enemy is supposed to look, how hell and heaven are supposed to look, that tells you something. They're just going by the carnal minded. They're not seeking the word. Besides, a good bit of them are Catholic. A good bit of them are Buddhists, atheists. And that's why whenever these Christian movies come out, y'all, you really got to be careful what you watch. Especially if they're coming to the big screens. Like when Exodus came out, I didn't even watch it. I said nope. I didn't even watch the 10 Commandments. I didn't really want to watch Passion. I really wanted to watch Passion of Christ, but I'm glad I didn't watch Passion of Christ. Because that would probably did something to me. Oh, and by the way, my Lord and Savior is a black man, y'all. Alright, so Hollywood can't want to make Jesus light as a, I don't want to say it, but, too light or make him white. That's not the answer. And I already told you what his face is. It's a light, okay? A light. A light. Jesus. It's a light. But young people, just don't think you're going to live forever, because anything can happen. And I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So I challenge the young people to this day. Choose this day whom ye shall serve. Choose this day whom ye shall serve. Choose it. Because tomorrow is not promised. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something else though too. I remember being in my 10th grade year and I lost a classmate. It was right around the holiday times. And great kid, I'm not gonna lie, great kid. He wasn't troubled or anything like that. But 2 years prior, he had a serious, severe concussion. And the doctor said the next time he hit his head, it will be fatal. So, his death resulted in him getting on his four-wheeler. He rode it without a helmet, and he ended up hitting a deer and fell off, and he died, I'd say, like a day or two later. And I hate I didn't make it to his funeral. But, one thing about him, he was just one of those sweet kids. One of those sweet kids. But today they still have his baseball jersey still in the baseball field of my high school, because he did love baseball. But he was a sweetheart. He one time gave me my favorite food without any strings attached. And I thought it was real sweet, because he knew what I loved. He knew what I loved. But, a lot of things happen. I know there's like school shootings that happen too. I mean, this shooting happened at a party, not a school. And it's just crazy. And I mean, crazy. Beyond crazy. So, this is my message. But before I leave, this is my message for you all.
Who said that? I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
If you're anyone you know that does not have Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you will want to accept Him as your Lord and Savior, do it now while you have the chance today. For like I said, tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Young people, and I mean young people, please hear me up. You're not exempt to be here 1 minute and gone. Please, give your life to Christ today. Live for Him. It ain't easy, but it's worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. So, may God continue to keep you all. May He bless you all. If you're a young person and you're viewing this, or you're someone you know that knows a young person and they need some guidance or anything, like words of encouragement, share this video with them and encourage them to subscribe as well. And plus, if they have any questions, please tell them to email me, okay? My email will be in the description box. So, may God continue to keep you all. May He bless you all. Be blessed.